Joining me right now to talk about some of this is one of the members of the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Democratic congressman from Rhode Island, Sheldon Whitehouse. Senator, thank you for being with us. The Supreme Court has long been left to police themselves when it comes to these sorts of ethics questions. You have said that that's not enough. What are the options here? How do you balance the independence of the court with the idea that this branch is not above reproach?
Well, first of all, having the court police itself has absolutely nothing to do with its independence. It can be independent all day long and still police itself. What they have done is simply refuse to apply the Judicial Code of Ethics to themselves, which is a very, very convenient decision, but it's one that their behavior shows is no longer tenable. So they have to clean up the mess, and they have to come up with an effective way of having real ethics procedures within the Supreme Court.
So, Senator, what are some of then the options here, particularly on your committee? I mean, some people have floated the idea of subpoenas so that they can appear in front of your committee. Is that an option? What else are you looking at?
Yeah, there are a lot of options. I mean, this is a pretty deep investigation. There's a lot that we still need to know. We need to understand better the process that appears to have disappeared. The previous concerns about gifts from Harlan Crow to Justice Thomas. We need to understand the facts of some of these things. Was there actually work performed by Ginny Thomas for the $25,000 payment from Leonard Leo that he wanted to hide? And what does this look like? Because there are lots of very strange structures and intermediating corporate shells in the middle of all of this. So we really don't know the full details yet. What we do know is the court can't and won't police itself, and they either have to set up a new method to do it, or Congress will have to pass a law that gives them one, requires them to do it.
Senator, your committee has been absent one member, Senator Dianne Feinstein, due to a health issue. And earlier this week, Senator Feinstein issued a statement saying that the Senate continues to swiftly confirm highly qualified individuals to the federal judiciary, including 7 more judicial nominees who were confirmed this week. There has been no slowdown. I'm confident that when I return to the Senate, we will be able to move the remaining qualified nominees out of the committee quickly and to the Senate floor for a vote. But, Senator, our Capitol Hill team does report there has been a slowdown in the confirmation of judicial nominees. And her office says she'll return as soon as her doctor says she can travel. But what has her absence meant for the Democratic caucus?
Well, the problem here is that the Republicans have blocked filling her slot on the committee. That's the problem here. And they've blocked it temporarily. And the rule that allows them to do that also allows to block it if she were to resign from the committee permanently. And the same rule allows them to block it if she were to resign from the Senate. So if the Republicans want to continue to block our majority on the Senate Judiciary Committee, they can do it no matter what decision she makes. The only way through this that clearly puts us back into the majority that the voters gave us is to have Senator Feinstein return, and we look forward to her speedy return.
Senator, when it comes to the idea of the debt limit and avoiding default here, are you confident that Congress will be able to reach an agreement in time? No. I think it's highly likely that we will, because the consequences are so terribly severe. But as the hearing in the Budget Committee just showed, the Republicans have presented President Biden an impossible choice: either default, severe recession, nearly 1 million jobs lost, or their terrible package, milder recession, 700,000+ jobs lost. That's not a fair presentation to make. That is just awful hostage taking. And unless they're willing to back off, I don't see a situation in which this president is willingly going to impose that kind of economic harm on the American people just to indulge a bunch of extremists in the House. So, Senator, when you have constituents calling your office and saying they want to make sure that their 401ks are protected, that the stock market doesn't take a nosedive because we've gone off this cliff, what do you tell them?
I tell them that the harm that's going to come to those 401ks and to stock accounts is going to come
Either way we go with the choices the Republicans have given us. Curtain number one has a terrible thing behind it in default. Curtain number two has a terrible thing behind it in huge job losses and recession. And it's up to them to stop threatening curtain number one or curtain number two. There's no need to hurt the American people economically this way. And as your question points out, real lives and, real family circumstances are at stake.
Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island, thank you for your time.